So welcome to one of my newest case studies where I'm looking at laying everything on Betfair at 1.01 in the sports markets. So I'm not laying in the racing markets, but pretty much most of the sports markets I'm in there now with a 101 lay. So just a reminder of the case study rules. All sports to be included except the racing markets. We put a lay in at $1.01 in all markets which do not have different levels like handicaps and total markets and stuff like that, where there's multiple ways and areas we can put bets in on that one market. And we get the lays in as early as possible, just so that we are as close to the front of the queue as we can be. So at the end of my last video, I put in a few things to note, which is this thing will only work if you automate it. I found that to be very true this week. I have put in quite a few bets. The transaction charges are something you need to be a bit careful on. You can only place up to 5,000 bets an hour. So on Saturdays, this thing does start to push up quite a few bets in the hour, and if you've got other bets from other strategies going on, you can hit that 5,000 bet mark. Now I didn't during this week, but it got close on occasions. Scalability, I don't think this thing is going to be able to scale. Yes, I'm only betting or laying $1 for someone to win 1 cent off me, but there's just not enough money in the markets to make this profitable, and the more money you have in there, it's just going to get eaten up on those losing runs. Now it's messy, my accounts look messy now, I have so many bets in there. You would need some way, and I do have another way of looking at your accounts. You can't just do it in the Betfair spreadsheets or the screens. There's just too many bets to start looking at. And I said this would probably make me a coffee a week. It's done a little bit more than that this week, but it's not going to do much above making a few dollars a week at most. So let's have a look at the results. So I've completed 7 days of testing, and all up I placed 61,690 bets. Now that's a lot of bets to be placing in a week. So if you think about that, I'm essentially risking 1 cent. So to have put on all these bets over the week, I've essentially risked $616.90. So not a lot of money being risked while I was doing this. The total bets matched has been just on 9,146 bets. So that's a match rate of about 14 to 15%, which isn't too bad. So I wouldn't expect anywhere too much higher than that. It's probably going to get a little bit lower. Now you have to remember, when there's 3 selections in a market, let's just say win, draw, and lose, you've essentially got the 2 teams in the draw, so 33% would be the most, because you're generally only going to get matched on 1 of those selections. It may get matched on 2 at most, but realistically 15%, very happy with that match rate. The winning lays, 117 of the lays actually won, which is 1.28%. So that effectively means I've got a slight edge on it. So I ended up with a profit of $16.67, which means I can lose quite a few bets now before I end up showing a loss. But I've only got that 0.28% on what it should win. So it's not a lot of an edge. It's a very small edge. It has worked out a small profit, but it's not huge. It pays for a couple of coffees this week. If you think about it, we're really getting matched on all of our losing bets fully. So if a team's going to win, all of the 1.01 $1.01 will be matched completely. So every single losing bet is going to get matched fully, but your winning bets don't get matched fully, which is why this won't scale. Even at the $1 lay size, I'm essentially not getting matched fully on all of the stake that's there. So being in first is very important with this strategy, and you're competing with people that are doing this strategy regularly with bots that are close to the exchange, and they're getting on those markets as quickly as they can. So this essentially will become an arms race like high frequency trading, where whoever's got the quickest bots get in first, and they're sitting in the queue first, and they'll pick up whatever gets matched first and make a slight profit. But those that come in behind generally aren't going to be making too much of a profit. So this isn't a strategy that I would recommend to a lot of people going forward. I'll run it, see how it goes over, say, 2 months, 3 months, see where we end up. And then I'll try it with some increasing stakes here and there, and I'll see if there's different ways we can narrow down a niche to particular areas. But just in a general sense, I don't think this is a very scalable system. So let's have a look at the chart for what happened. So you can see it pretty much went sideways for the first 4,000 odd bets. Didn't make much, had some losing runs here and there, and then it had a nice little run up where it got all the way up above $20 profit. Now it's come down. You can see we will probably have some long losing streaks there with the losses, where you just lose market after market after market. It's expected when you're really only expecting to win this 1% of the time. So after 9,000 odd bets being matched, we're in profit. We'll see where it goes after another week. This is only 1 week. Maybe I hit a good week for it where it shows a profit, and next week I get hammered. We don't know. If you can't say 9,000 bets is a good test on this, look at the time frame. It's been 7 days. Anything can happen in 7 days. We really need months of data to know if this is a worthwhile strategy for a few dollars a day. So yeah, we'll see where it ends up. If you've got any ideas on how I could niche this down into particular areas, let me know. I'm collecting a bit of data around it that I can look at later, like different sports, different types of markets, what the odds ranges are, pre-play. So let me know if you've got any ideas, and I'm happy to put up the results of those ideas. Just leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully this has given you a bit of an insight to laying at $1.01 on Betfair, and come back next week to see how it's gone. Thanks for watching.